Alright, let's go to the list.
Let's do this.
Alright.
Actually, I could go to
Where do we start?
From the F tier, from the bottom.
Of course, but where? From right to left?
From left to right, yeah. Chad is for low cock, yeah.
Chad is. I feel like it's a very appropriate ranking for him. Especially after
I would replace his picture when he's holding the dead soldier's arm. No? Just to make him look even more cock.
This, especially since the 4chan arc, you know? He's been going downhill since then. Especially since, you know, he died and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Let's actually begin now.
Okay, so we're starting with Chadis, and we both agree that he's shit, and he's rightfully F tier, especially since the 4chan arc.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say this.
I mean, he's not doing an incel, he's just a cock.
Yeah. I mean, he's not full-on incel, but like, incel sometimes makes you really high tier, in my opinion.
That's why his name is Forma del Cock.
I mean, it's usually between, like, the high-ranking people are usually either from the incel party or from the Chad party, right? And he's just a cuck. He can't even become an incel.
Yeah, the difference between incel and Chad is either Shadis or Grisha Jaeger. That is basically the premise of the story. Yes, I agree.
Yeah. So Chadis.
We have done a kick run.
F tier.
Yeah, F tier for sure. Kick run. I mean, he's a weakest titan, for sure.
Yeah, and also he looks like he got raped by Annie or someone. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. He just he
was enjoying it. Look at his song. He's basically making the Ahegeo face.
Look at that man.
Yeah, he's
pathetic.
Fun, yeah.
Pathetic. F tier.
For sure. We have Kekthold.
Love the name and his face. Look at that face.
I mean, any version of Kekthold, like, anytime he tries to, you know, transform and go to a higher power, he just becomes even weaker somehow. I mean, he's getting the reverse, what do you call it, power up? He gets a reverse power, but he gets a power down every time he transforms.
I like to call this Isama being just too strong for battle to handle. He's not like Reiner or anyone else to survive Isama's, you know, immense pressure on him.
Yeah.
His face looks funny.
Let me just say this right now. I said this before when you didn't record this last time, dumbass. But Marco Zombie should not be F tier. I do not understand how this happened. I get it, the Reddit arc really made him low tier and whatnot, but in my eyes, he's still pretty fucking strong. I mean, especially since, you know, his fight with what's his name? When he fought with Levi God Mode, with the Chads and Alpha's war. I'm just saying.
No, it was a very sad moment though. I think it's if I'm gonna be honest, like, he could be potentially D tier, but Eren Jaeger kills him, so he, like, basically Eren Jaeger, like, one first. It's just sad. It's just sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Willy Wonka, man.
Yeah,
Willy Wonka.
Correct. This is adult Armin, basically.
Yeah, Willy Wonka against the ability to travel back in time, but only to the beginning of Chocolate Factory arc, where he helps Armin build a chocolate factory, and it's my favorite arc, you know. It's a lot of characters.
He's very wholesome compared to everything else. I will say that it was like, but that does not make him anything. He has not contributed in any way to the wars, in my opinion. Like, he's pretty low tier. The only thing he did was give Armin some sort of financial backing. What's that gonna do? Nothing.
Yeah, he doesn't do anything at all. He just
yeah.
And the only interesting thing about him, according to this tier list, is that the theories about him being adult Armin.
Yeah. I did hear about it. If he truly is like Armin coming back from the past, then that would be very interesting. But you'd think he would be doing much more things if that was true, though, right?
Yeah, he would
Especially
make Armin
since-
competent, man. That's bad writing.
Armin dies in the Inside War arc, so I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, Armin joined the incel side and whatnot. That was a bad move of him. Like Chadrin would obviously destroy him, but you know, it does. Like if you would think, like it doesn't make any sense. He would at least have tried to save him, especially since they helped each other. You know, in the Willy, you know, in the chocolate factory arc and whatnot. It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense.
Definitely.
The theory is, yeah, definitely F. Hans.
He's no legs, so he can't really do anything. So it's very sad.
Yeah. I mean, he's basically PewDiePie, but if he wasn't, like, popular. Look at him, he's blonde, he's like 30 probably,
Also, I want to
no
say
legs.
that because this is not, you know, this tier list is not based on Slap on Titan, therefore he's F tier, but he would be like at least D tier, because in the story of Slap on Titan, he actually fucked Carla. Therefore, there is theory that Hades could be Aaron's father. So basically, Slap on Titan made him more interesting when Hajime Sama himself. That's why he belongs in F tier.
Definitely. We have in the E tier we have La Mujer Pathetica. I don't remember this character. Can you like please help me?
I honestly don't know who the fuck is. She looks like Slut. She probably is a slut in the story. I think that's
Isn't she like La Goblina? Isn't she like La Goblina's base form?
No. I haven't seen her. I don't know.
I have no idea who that is, man. I honestly don't know.
I'm pretty sure that's La Goblina's, you know, base form. I'm not 100% sure though.
No,
I'm pretty sure she might be like Slut or something like that. Probably canon in the story, just saying. What about you guys?
yeah.
Wait, isn't she somehow related to Super Mario in some way? If I remember right? I might be wrong.
They both have the same hair color. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess that's why she's on E tier, not F, because the hair color is very important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have.
Yeah, she got some cocks. You know, she's not complete incel. She's not a femcel.
She probably
Yeah.
like gave a blowjob to Marco Zombie in the.
I'm pretty sure she gave it to Chadis. I'm just gonna say that.
Okay. We have Crystal Lens.
There was.
Crystal Lens is a very sad filler character who dies early on. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to say this, that she is on E tier because she's an E-girl. That's why, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember all the Sims they were trying to protect her in the early arcs with the destruction of the Sims, you know?
Yeah.
But the Sims are way too weak in this story. I'm just gonna say that was not a very eventful arc.
Yeah.
E-girls are not strong enough on themselves. That's the thing.
I think the Sims get stronger later on with help of Paco. Like they just need good female material, and I don't think Crystal Lens.
Yeah.
She's early on. She's weak. She dies to make Eren grows as a character.
Yeah.
Keith Shadi's Calvo. This is the young version of Shadi's former Delacock, where he's not cocked yet, so he.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, but look at his eyes. He looks like he never slept. And also, I think in this arc, the Pathetica, the slut girl, basically set him off, so he probably got laid.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he never slept, because every single night he can't sleep. The slut girl, he just, she just does things for him. He can't sleep. That's his, character development. From the cock to the, from the slut owner, but he can't sleep, man. Just look at his eyes.
It's because Pathetica basically cheated on him, right? He thought he got a hoe's trust, but you can't trust them hoes, and that was a very impactful message from the Attack on Titan manga.
He got syphilis, that's why his eyes is just like that. I don't know, but look at those eyes, what is that?
You should never trust those hoes, that's for sure. You get syphilis. John Boyega, he has a pretty strong ability, he can fly anything. But there's no planes in Attack on Titan, there's no airships, there's nothing he can fly, so he's in ether. Okay.
I feel good.
We have this and the next character is Hauko. You know, he base human form, can't do much. This isn't where he gets strong. He's just it's like a hidden badass. He gets much stronger later. Like this is his hidden form, where he hides his true power.
Don't forget the reason why John Boyega got the E tiers, because he kept giving N-word passes to people, to the Chads, which is why they didn't kill him immediately in the Reddit arc, if you remember, in the incel.
Yeah.
In the incel Chad wars, he gave them N-word passes, and that's why he was around for a while, which is why he's E tier.
Yeah, he's a very nice background character, but you know he can't use his special ability.
Yeah.
Yes. He works together with Hulka though later on.
Yeah.
I think that's it's great combination.
Yeah, it gives Halco the character progression he needed to enter his next transformation, which I think is a good thing.
They have a good love relationship. Commandante Magath. He's a very like one of the first incels they fight. What can you say about him except he's like a very base tier incel. He like just for a short amount of time.
Yeah. It was basically to give the war a start, in my opinion, when El Zoomer kind of had a kerfuffle with him in the beginning. It was basically the start of the war between the Chads and the incels, right? That was basically his only thing. I don't get the whole. It was very bad writing, in my opinion, how the war started in the Reddit arc. But it's not my place to say. But
for sure, I have to agree with you there. But his character is still like E tier for sure.
Yeah.
We have base form Aaron Jaeger. It's pretty like okay form. Like he's probably the weakest of the main cast in the base form.
Yeah, I would say that I thought D tier was too much for him at first, actually, because Juan Christine was like way better than him. Like, there's no way that he's that close to him in level. You know what I mean? I always thought that the base Eren Yeager was supposed to be seen as the most pathetic being as possible, especially in the early arcs with the simps. He was part of the simp squadron. I don't know how he survived into becoming one of the Chads, but that happened.
Yeah, it's quite inspirational because of that.
Yeah, I mean, it did give a really strong message. Not even the simps are too far gone. You can come around and just start having sex, and so.
Yeah.
Very good message.
Very good message indeed. He's just gonna grow stronger later on, but he fights Commandant Magath and defeats him in the first arc. That it's
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. I thought Commander Magath would die in the first simp wars, in the simp genocide. It was not a simp. It was not a war. I thought he would die in there, but somehow he joined the incel squadron, which survived until the current arc, which is the not the current. Sorry, the squadron survives until the current arc, but it's like very weak at this time.
Yeah.
But like he survived until the Reddit arc somehow, which is like very surprising to me, even though he got his ass kicked by Eren.
Yeah. But that just shows like if Commander Magath can do that, like Eren is easily stronger than that. Job told he is his ability to get a job anywhere. He can just get a job anywhere, and nobody can tell him what to do.
Yeah, it's like he can just get any job. He became the CEO of the chocolate factory before Willy Wonka helped Armin get it, if you remember.
Yeah, he's just that powerful. It's insane.
Yeah.
We have the job there who has the ability to lose any job. They're working a duo, like they're villains. Like during the filler arc, they fought each other a lot. Like
yeah.
I mean, the ability to get jobs and take away jobs, it's Jing and Zhang in that sense.
Yeah. Their split with the in the Chad incel war was very interesting to see how somehow Job told got with the Chads and Jobner was with the incels at first, but then they switched.
It's just how it is at the time. Like, it's quite sad, but it's they're both really weak and not really much.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd think the Titan form would be strong, but it seems that their base forms are way better somehow.
Yeah, it's just their early forms. They're not really useful. The Titan de la Mandibula Dorado. I think is quite a respectable villain. I mean, he fights
to stop sex. I mean, he wanted to stop sex worldwide. As an early villain from like the first few arcs, he's pretty good in my opinion.
He has a very big ambition. He's like a very good threshold for Armin to overcome during the early arcs, which makes him grow as a character.
Yeah, I thought him trying to stop sex altogether was a pretty like I thought he'd be much bigger, but like now that I think about it, he was pretty early, so making him that strong would have probably been a bad idea.
I mean, he was already weakened from the ancient great the first ancient Reddit war. So he was probably weak at the time. This, on the other hand, like Titan de la Mandibula Negro, I don't understand why he's on this here at all. He does not deserve to be so, like, just because his brother is here, just because his brother's like, no, just bring him down. He deserves to be under Hannes. What do you think about C tier?
Hey, Velocious, do you have any ideas on C tier?
I think Velocious is gone.
Velocious is gone. For C tier, I think that Jobner should have actually been D tier, in my opinion. Like, the ability to take away anyone's jobs is very strong. If you remember in the beginning, like, before they found the antidote for his powers, he kept on taking their positions away from them in the Alpha Squadron, sorry. Right? Mm-hmm. So I felt like that it should have at least made him D tier. But it does make sense when you see like the rest of the C tier. He should have been C tier, but it makes sense. Like if you compare him to the rest of the C tier, they're very strong as well, and most of them outclass him. But I think just because of his power to take away jobs, he should have been higher. Just on the specifics of his powers,
Really, because we have like Job Hermit Titan in C tier. Who can just create jobs out of thin air. So I don't know, like Jobner, just because like it's an unmovable object versus an unstoppable force. You can't really do anything about that. I think the Job Hammer Titan overpowered Jobner by creating too many jobs. But then crushed the economy in the capitalist arc. So that's
Yeah, like it's a very weird arc in my opinion, the capitalist arc, and especially since it led to communism, and with Hanji leading the Communist Party, it was very weird. I didn't really like the way that they kind of insinuated that China was bad. I felt it was very racist, with Hanji leading the communist. She doesn't look Chinese, but they kept on making her like she just did not like Winnie the Pooh, so that was very weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just saying.
Colony though, Saltador. Connor, everyone Connor.
Yeah, Connie.
Base form though.
Yeah, the buzz cut. I think it was the buzz cut in my opinion. Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, the buzz cut it's there. He gains a moderate amount of shell power. Like he isn't really that shad, but it's there.
I mean, he was the only character that could use both incel and shad powers, so I guess that's why he's like pretty special, but overall he's pretty weak. I mean, he couldn't have sex, but he could also have it all. So he was in a complete paradox the whole time.
For sure.
Yeah, but you know, it is what it is.
It is what it is. He doesn't sit there for sure. Joan,
Yeah.
Joan Kirstein. You know, his ability to make his ability only works on everyone when everyone is horny around him. So it's it requires like it only works when he's horny. So he tries to be near females all the time, which is kind of bad when you think about it.
You know, Lagoblina is very interesting as a character since she was like a hardcore incel and also a hardcore simp. She was part of both teams at the same time.
Yeah, not many characters can do duo building.
Yeah. Yeah, but those are more aligned with each other. Connie's dual wielding was much more unsafe, in my opinion. Like Logoblina took the right angle with trying to be both a simp and an incel, but Connie definitely did a major oopsie trying to become a Chad as well, while he was an incel.
Yeah, it's the two classic brothers, you know. They're two friends. I love them a lot. We have like we'll discuss job and Titan. Like being able to create jobs is very powerful, but it even crush the economy. But like that's like that's the ability job hammer.
Yeah, I mean her power isn't that great if it crashes the economy, as we talked about earlier with the capitalist arc. Like Jobner had to, you know, intervene and get rid of all the jobs so that the economy wouldn't be as crashed, you know, to fix the economy a bit.
Yeah, this is yeah, for sure. We also have El Zoomer, who is the base form of the Zoomers. You know, this is where all the Zoomers draw their energy from.
Yeah.
Pretty prevalent.
What do you think of El Zoomer?
I think they're pretty prevalent in the Reddit arc, but they're like just a base like. At that point, everyone is so powerful. They're not really that threatening.
Yeah. Like TikTok powers weren't that good, in my opinion. The introduction of the system was very bad.
They're, I mean, they're more like a horde of like massive forces of just overwhelming you, but. Alone, 1-to-1, no, not really. Not really feeling that.
Yeah.
What you think about like Super Mario is everyone knows Super Mario, everyone loves him. We don't really need to talk that much. Like,
sorry guys, I was out. But where are you at now?
We're talking about the capitalist arc, of course, and how great Super Mario was when he came back from his return from the simp arcs, you know.
Yeah, I agree. It's completely fair to say that.
Yeah, Super Mario is great, man.
Yeah,
you know,
also,
sorry, go ahead.
I want to say something because you know I have like PhD on analyzing every single meme and frames. I think that if you look closely to Rodrace's face, Super Mario meme, you can see that he's somewhat sad or depressed. It could emphasize that he had not had sex for like 6 years. Since that his story was born. What do you think about that? That could be a hidden detail that no one actually, could notice before.
That would make sense for why he led the Simp Wars and tried to get rid of all the thoughts, you know? Yeah. Especially with how he killed Krista Lenz and whatnot.
Yeah. I think Krista Lenz isn't she just like a Negro? Yeah, she is a Negro.
Yeah.
This makes complete sense. Yeah.
Yeah, we just made a new theory, boys. I think. Man, we're gonna make it. We're breaking ground here. Super Mario, deeper character than we originally thought. Damn, everyone loves Super Mario already. We're just gonna love him more.
But the problem is, he's like his power is still not that high enough. Like early players, that's gonna hold up.
I mean, he is like basically the first villain that we have. He comes back as a good guy later on, but as a villain in the first arcs, He's not gonna be. He's not gonna be that great. Even as an ally, as like a good guy, there are no good people in this story. Remember everyone. But even when he came back as somewhat of a good guy, he still wasn't that useful. He only boosted morale, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
But like, I think that it was still cool to see, one of the more favorited characters come back.
I mean, everyone thought he was dead during the Incel Wars, but we were all wrong.
Yeah.
Then we have in B tier, we have Reiner Braun. His ability to grow infinite muscle is quite impressive.
Yeah.
Like it grows into another ability later on, but like growing infinite muscle, he can become pretty strong. He can.
Yeah, but it's the reason he became depressed, in my opinion. But it led him to, become much more powerful, but it also destroyed him mentally. So it was showing us how much being Chad is actually bad for you. If you're just all Chad, nothing else, this might not be the best thing for you in life, which I found to be a very powerful message.
Yeah, I would say that also there's like another slight detail is that his eyes are very small, and that could be due to many reasons. But my main idea is that when he was like looking at the e-girl, don't forget there's like an arc called like incels versus chads and all. I think he used to be before an incel, and that's why his eyes are so small in this picture for no reason.
Yeah, because
I don't know what's up with studio, but I think he overcame his simpness, and now he became a chad.
Yeah, unlike Connie, who dual wielded, he dual wielded classes. He became a simp. Was it a simp or was it an incel? I forget. It was an incel, right?
Who? Reiner?
No, Connie.
Connie, he was an incel.
Yeah, he was an incel and he tried to become a Chad at the same time. But Rainer forsake his incelness. He forsake the simpness. He put it behind him and went all in on the Chad tiers and whatnot. And I think that worked out better for him. Connie should have done the same thing if he wanted to be a Chad. But it's too bad.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
It's genuinely a sad story. Very deep and emotional.
Yeah.
So I guess we
Trying
should
to be...
Bertolt, guys.
Bertolt.
I cannot. I think his biggest strength in the story is his name pronunciation or spelling. No one knows how you're supposed to spell his name. This is his core strength. Not even look at his face. He's even confused himself. He doesn't know how to spell his own name. This is like a brilliant writing from Isama. I think he deserves applause. It is brilliant, honestly.
For sure. I mean, like
1 second.
Having the
I need to laugh.
Having the ability to just take away anyone's ability to talk is just too strong. He just.
Oh man. Yeah, he's very powerful.
Yeah. That's it, I guess.
Yeah, but he's not too powerful. It's the like even being in B tier, it might be a bit too much, in my opinion. Sometimes.
I think his greatest strength is the character's spelling name. It is all about that spelling. It is if he can make his opponent confused, he can take upper hand. But if his opponent will make him confused, then he's gonna lose probably.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very tricky power. He has to be, he has to confuse first. If he gets confused first, then he loses. It's all about how he does the thing. Which is why he's still somehow relevant in the later arcs, especially in the Chad Incel Wars.
It definitely deserves a B tier. I think it's fair.
Yeah, and also his first letter is B for the B tier as well, so...
Yeah, that's true. We have Paco. Paco is, I mean, the ultimate simp machine. She uses the power of the simps very well.
I don't know if there's anything to say about her. She's just simp machine. But the thing is, they should have shown the ass picture instead of her face. Just saying.
I'm just gonna say this right now. How she stopped Super Mario in the Simp Wars from taking control of the Simps against the Ethots in the first arc. Basically, it was very very powerful and showed how strong she could be. Taking charge of the Simps for herself was a very great move, but the Simps are weak, so she could never become more than a B tier.
Yeah.
That's my
Yeah, her strength is her ass, for me at least, honestly. Everything else is just simping. You just go to www.twitch.tv/peak and you just watch it. That's it. Oh, apologies, it's Paco. It's not Peak, it's Paco.
Yeah, it's Paco, you dumb bitch. I mean, after the Sim genocide, all the Sims got weaker, so it makes sense that Paco is
The Simp genocide was brutal, man. Some characters there were really good, in my opinion. I'm just glad Super Mario could escape it. That's my only thing.
Yeah, it's quite so. What do you think about La Patata Nina?
La Patata Nina. Oh, the potato arc was great. It was a very light-hearted arc, in my opinion, but it was still good. We got to really understand the characters in it.
Yeah.
You know.
I think this picture doesn't do justice. They should just give her just make the picture potato, and that's it.
Yeah.
Her character arc is quite disappointing for me personally. I didn't find anything interesting in her. I think later on her death is more impactful for the story than her character ever was. So just replace the picture with a potato, and that should be pretty accurate in my opinion.
And she's too reliant on food multipliers.
Mm-hmm. In my opinion, okay, Armin. We're coming on to Armin here. Armin was a very interesting character. With the theories about him being Willy Wonka and taking over the chocolate factory, losing it in the with the capitalist arc, all that stuff was very interesting.
Yeah, I agree, but I think they done a mistake in this tier list is that there's like a YouTube video called Attack on Titan Epic Moments. Armin gets sexually molested. 60 FPS HD. I think this either the whole title of the video should have been just that picture or just the picture where Armin gets sexually molested instead.
I mean that's a sort of.
Why did I undeafen at this point? I'm out. I'm leaving.
Welcome back, Flamey Delta. Bye bye. All right.
This is perfect.
What were we talking about? Oh yeah, molestation.
I mean, the part where he gets molested, the source of his power is very very strong.
Yeah, the Stacy's basically gave him the power, when they molested him.
Yeah, the thing is, Armin is confirmed to be canon transgender, so he can switch genders. I think he might be underrated. He might be like an S or A tier character because he can switch genders. Therefore, he can confuse his enemies and even his friends sometimes.
Yeah, he can also lead the Simps and the if he wants to at any time. But his death later on makes him. We never really got to see how powerful he is. So I think B tier is fair. But yeah, he is likely more powerful. But his early death.
No. I think there is his confirmation of higher status. I think it's like an S there, the Armin Ultra Instinct one. We'll get to him later there. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean the base Armin, the death of base Armin.
The base Armin is. I would say base Armin is underrated. But I think B tier.
Yeah, but we don't know. He died way too early to know.
Yeah, his potential was never realized as base Armin. I agree.
Yeah.
For sure. He's not at the base.
And the 4chan arc, of course. If people don't know the 4chan arc, that's when he died. Yeah.
I mean, it's very sad. Even after Chocolate Factory, right after Chocolate Factory, 4chan arc happened.
Yeah. Yeah, after the capitalist arc, the communists were taking over. This was part of the whole big 4chan arc, of course, with the capitalism, communism, and then socialism finally taking place and taking over the world. If you remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite a dark
That's
time for the
yeah. Yeah, he died in that was the 4chan arc, of course. He died in the communist part. But he was revived, of course, by Titan Chupando. We'll get to that later, of course. Let's continue with the tier list.
Mm.
Hanji. What do you guys have to say about Hanji?
I mean, for sure. I mean, B tier. I mean, he is pretty strong.
Yeah, I agree. He is pretty strong. He's like well-rounded character. I think he's completely balanced. There's like I don't think that he has any issues, but he's not strong either. He's just what the normal character is supposed to be. He's just like that middle ground character.
He's a perfect middle ground. Everyone under him is weak, and everyone over him is strong.
Yeah. Hanji or Pixies? I don't know which one you guys are talking about now. Hanji. Why are you calling him he? Why are you calling her he?
Because
it's he.
He's male.
Yeah, he's male.
Damn! Wait,
Yeah,
no. Oh yeah.
I think
I'm
you forgot the
confused.
4chan arc. It was confirmed in the 4chan arc that he's actually male.
Yeah. I always forget this. I don't know why. I'm always confused. Hanji with.
The story has a big lore. Honestly, you need to read up on it. But this, yeah.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've read up on Hanji.
Yeah,
She hasn't showed up much.
Yeah, it's understandable. You may forget the detour.
It's best trap. Pixies.
Yeah. Before anyone says anything, it is quite disappointing that we have El Zoomer, but you don't have El Boomer with Pixies. What is that?
Pixies is the El Boomer's form of Pixies. I guess they're trying to say that Pixies' normal form is El Boomer form because we only see his El Boomer form.
Yeah, there is no other Pixies, technically speaking, so this would be like appropriate. But I don't think it would be B tier though. The Boomers are like, Boomers are taking over much of the world. They have most of the resources. So
yeah, but I have to interrupt you there. Sorry, I have to interrupt you there, but don't you understand that B tier stands for Boomer because the first letter of the Boomer is B. Therefore, it's supposed to be El Boomer. Yeah. It's a mistake by whoever made this list. He made a slight mistake. He should correct this. It is El Boomer. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so that makes sense. Okay, so I guess are we agreed upon with the B tier? I mean A tier. Wait, B tier. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. I think we all agree.
Except for Armin, of course, we don't know. We're not 100% sure of this. We've never saw him in a complete, realize his potential, especially since he died in 4chan arc. But yeah. Other than Armin, this is very, very good, I think.
Mm-hmm. Very good B tier. How do you think about
it?
I think Erwin Smith, being Armin's father and all, is a very, very compelling character. His ability to just this is his base form though, but his ability in base his base form is to just inspire people to move forward.
If I remember right, that was the first thing that made Eren become truly powerful, was the power of inspiration from Eren Smith.
Yeah, he did steal the code keep moving forward, and he did steal that from him. So basically, Eren is copy-paste of Eren and worse version of him. Quite disappointing, right?
Yeah, but it is what it is. You can't really, do anything about it. But yeah, he basically created Erwin Formadil Atokyo no Kyojin. He basically created him with his powers, but no one really talks about it. It seems like everyone forgets it because the lore is so deep.
Yeah, we're talking Doom and level fiction here.
Yeah. I mean, you could miss it since it was kind of a filler arc. It became canon later after Erwin's death within the was it the Reddit arc? Oh, I forgot when Erwin died. When did
he charged against the incels during the Great Incel War and it's quite sad.
Yeah, Erwin is I would say that maybe he's not as Esther or anything, but he is the perfect representation of what chat's supposed to be like.
Yeah.
Exactly, and he's inspiring figure. He may not be powerful, but he's inspiring everyone to be Chad.
Yeah. Erwin is basically why the Chads exist and why the war started in the first place. I mean, if he stayed around, I think the war wouldn't have happened and they would have lived somewhat in harmony with the incels, maybe a bit hostile, but no war would have happened if Erwin was still around. What do you think, Underscore?
I mean, come on. Like, Irvin Smith, great character, strong, solid. There's not much to say about him except his pretty strong ability. He's a very good Shad. There's a lot of
Yeah.
mistakes.
Yeah, I would say maybe, perhaps, he's a bit underrated by the one who made this. He should be at least S, because the thing is, it takes talent to inspire, incels to become Chads. He has the ability to make everyone to fucking Chad.
Yeah, but this is like him in base tier, though. You have to forget that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
He's
right.
not-
There's Erwin Brazo.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, A tier is deserved then. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is when he's first introduced. Aaron forma del ataque no kyojin. This is when Aaron actually gets power. When he actually starts being this. So
Yeah, he looks autistic in this picture. I think I don't know if that's intentional or not.
Not when he stops being an incel. He stops being a simp. Please. I don't know why. I might be a purist here, but there's a difference between the simps and the incels in the story. The simps do not like the e-girls, okay? No, and the incels do not like the e-girls.
Yeah,
okay?
exactly.
All right, you have to make that distinction. He was a simp. He liked every single one of the egos. He was head over heels for Patetica and Paco, if I remember.
Yeah.
He gave them all his, he gave them all his money on everything. He was a fourth tier sub,
Yeah, but he was a Shad simp, so he's moving forward.
Yeah. He's starting to get rid of the simpness in this.
We also have Annie Leonhardt with her ability to look angry all the time.
Yeah.
There's not much to explain there. She's just angry.
Don't forget the passive effect of making everyone scared of her.
Yeah, that's true. That's indirect. But it's unexplained though.
Yeah.
We don't know. We don't know if it's her ability or if just anyone is actually scared of her.
Yeah.
So we can.
Yeah, it's very weird. There is speculation. There is a theory that her base form power, is to make people somehow fear her, like magical powers. But we all know that magic doesn't really exist in this story. It's all kind of science based, except for the jobs with the Titans. The job Titans are very weird in how they work, but it is what it is.
Yeah. It's quite okay character. She doesn't show up that much, but Dinosaurio, that's a classic villain right there. She's also multiple times throughout the story.
Yes, especially since with the gamers. When the gamers came around, she basically just stopped them from existing. The gamers were supposed to be a big deal, but Dinosauria just murdered all of them before they got to do anything, if you remember.
Yeah. I think this character is very excellent for the beginning arc, because this character started everything with the e-girls,
Yeah. The Simp Wars, the gamers,
I would
and all that. Dinosauria was in the middle of everything. It was very entertaining to watch. It's very funny now that when you read back on it, you wouldn't have noticed it the first time you read it, but when you reread it, you see how powerful she actually is.
Yeah, I would say that I only have one criticism, and that is that I think the picture should have been somewhere around 50 opacity, and you could show Carla Yeager in that as well, so you could get some sort of metaphorical reference about what she stands for and what's the goal of her being in the Fortune arc. It is she gave birth to Incel Eren.
It's quite a powerful character at the moment, being able to boost Incel Eren to that point, give him the drive to kill, to become more Shad.
Yeah. Titan Chupando. Yeah, he revived. What's his name? He revived Armin later on, but like we can talk about that later.
Yeah, his ability to just revive Armin. I mean, it's a plot device. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
that's all he can do. Is
Titan Japan, though, right? Sorry.
Like they do a pretty good
Yeah.
thing in Reddit arc when Armin just keeps on dying and Titan Shippuden brings him back.
Yeah. I feel like his the reason why he's so high leveled is because he could keep just reviving Armin and protect himself with Armin, but him just alone isn't as powerful.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, they regret too, but like, if you add Armin to this, easy A tier. I think well deserved.
Yeah. Yeah.
Super.
You have to think about everything Titan Shipando can do, especially since his incel powers got really powerful by the end of where he was. His last appearance so far. He might. I'm just saying. I'm just speculating here, but he might get a new power. In my opinion, he might be able to finally somehow control thoughts. Somehow, I'm not sure though. The e-thoughts,
So are you talking about the Titan Chupanda?
Yeah, Titan Chupando.
Yeah, I just want to say that I think there might be a very pretentious metaphor about his design. I don't want to go to specific words because YouTube algorithm system is not, very, how do I put this, very family friendly,
Mm-hmm.
So it is family friendly system. Sorry. So basically, her appearances will match some sort of like certain ethnic group, and I feel like it is brilliant design choice by by the person who made this. So yeah, I think like the design itself is like almost A tier just for that reference alone.
Why am I here?
Good question. Why are you here? Why am I
Huh?
here?
I don't know, man. I just, we're talking about the molestation of Armin and how he got his incel power. I mean, fuck me, man. I thought I'd be like doing something in my life at this point. I'm just very sad with myself. Yeah, that's it. Fucking muted.
No, not anymore, man. Not anymore.
So we have Grande Super Mario Zeta. We have it's a very big form of Super Mario. This is when he defeats Bowser.
Yeah, of course.
So Attack on Titan is a sequel to Super Mario 64. So it's a very, very like strong form of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we forgot to talk about why Super Mario in the beginning wanted to take control of the Simps and fight against the Plots, of course. That's because he's had enough of Peach. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course. He had enough of Peach cucking him the whole time. Fucking getting kidnapped and getting banged by, Bowser's big penis and whatnot. He's had enough. So he finally turned, into Grande Super Mario and took care of it and finally murdered Bowser.
Yeah, that is quite interesting. Also, I would like just to add one small detail. If you look at his face, it looks disgusting. But that's basically the prime example of ultimate form of incel looks like. It is beyond disgusting. You just lose that part of yourself in a way. It is quite metaphorical. Not everyone could notice such a detail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's. I mean, for Grande Super Mario Zeta to just smack all the Sims to grin them all together, it's quite deep.
Yeah, and it also reminds me when Armin did say, I believe it was for Chan Arc, when he said that in order to win, you have to abandon a part of your incel self. So he abandoned only the weakest parts of his incel self. Strongest part of the weakest.
What the fuck? Who wants to play the road game?
No one.
No,
I don't think.
we're doing a thing here, Slash. You can't just.
Yeah.
Fuck your insulting, let's go play the road
No,
game.
banned. You either with us or you actually Dave. This is content to my channel. Okay. Like stories, awkward and virtual. Like she's the sister of Crystal Lance.
Yeah, of course.
She defeats Super Mario in the climatic battle in the Red Arc. It's,
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. Of course.
it's quite time.
Yeah, I'm just, I was just surprised that Farmer Kun somehow got her and, cucked Chadrin, and Chadrin had to transform again. That was very cool.
No, so it's the motivation. It was the incel energy. It was incel energy to become his final form. We'll talk about Aaron and his power to become all forms later.
Yeah, of course. I just want to add this. Eren did what Connie tried to do, is what I find surprising. Like, you'd think that dual wielding would multi-classing and whatnot wouldn't work, but somehow Eren did, and that's like, I think, the greatest thing. Which is why his final showdown with Farmer Kun that's gonna come up in like the final act is gonna be great.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna see what is it? What is the trueness? The normie, the only normie, the most powerful person here, Farmer Kun, who's the normie, finally going against the Chad / incel. What matters truly, the real world or the internet? That's what I think the whole last arc is going to be about. Do you understand me? Am I making sense?
Yeah, you're making sense. Yeah, I'm just thinking what the story race is representing for the story, because she's defeating her, the incel rebellion, figure right now, the one with missing part of history also. I'm thinking what could be the metaphorical reference here. It seems to be quite pretentious. If you look at her eyes, I guess someone did mention that she's like Egro's sister, the Crincelet's sister. So I feel like she's meant to represent that she's everything that should not be.
Yeah, for sure.
Of course, she's everything that should not be.
It's a very deep realization from a character. What do you think about Esther?
Levi's ability to have sex with everything that exists is very interesting. And to have fangirls going around with him everywhere he goes makes him very powerful.
Yeah, it's a very rare ability.
Yeah, it's like I think he's basically the only character we know about that does that. There are some like in the lore that should have that power, but they're not in the. We don't really know anything about them. He's the only male character to have female characters come around to him instead of the other way around. It's usually like the thoughts and whatnot. They don't need to go out. Everyone comes to them. Levi's the only one that has women come to him. Which is very interesting.
I mean, because I have to
Yeah, exactly. That's Mikasa. El Grande Titan. Oh man, he was very grand. He's very big.
Yeah, he can make everything else small. It's a very huge trample everyone. It's a very strong ability.
Yeah. The Blind Titan, El Titan Blind Ado.
Making everyone else blind, but also himself. It's a very like weird power. But he ends, he becomes like he can feel anything anyways, so it's fine.
Yeah. He
Yeah, I
can just
could
fill
say,
them up. You know,
Yeah.
it gives him lots of molestation powers.
Yeah, I think you can say that perhaps it is meant to say that Reiner is seeking power, but he's blind to see the greater power. He's not strong enough yet. So the thing is, his eyes represents the vision because he's blind to the the foolishness of himself. You could see that he looks into like e-girls' asses. He's not yet the Chad enough to let go of the e-girls. That's why he's called blind because he's blind to the e-girls. He's still biased towards them, and I think it's like quite a deep message right there.
Yes, yes. I totally agree. Gabby. Gabby's ability to make pedophiles follow her around everywhere is very interesting.
Yeah, it's a very powerful ability. It's like a version of the simp, but because of her being a child, it's different, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also I think that speaking of power levels, she is quite literally just killing Chadrin. She's killing Flock. She's killing just all the strongest characters. Like her base level, she's just a child. She's like level 1 character, and she's already this strong. She has ultimate potential to like be the strongest character ever created in any sort of fiction.
Yeah, there's also like the fact that they're hinting at giving her immortality as well. She has lots of plot armor. I'm just gonna say that right now.
I mean, that's
Like,
because
the actual power of plot armor is what she's going to get. That's a very like, I think she's the only character that has them, right? Or am I wrong?
but it's only because she's able to channel with her pedophiles.
Yeah. Of course, the pedophiles gave her they're going to sacrifice themselves, if I remember right, to give her the power of plot armor.
Yeah. It's quite emotional for me at least. It's quite sad.
Yeah, it's quite bad.
Kenny Ackerman. Oh man. His ability to wear fedoras at all times and studying the blade his entire life.
Summon the hats. You can summon hats everywhere. And
Like wow, from Mortal Kombat, he can just throw his hat like that, you know.
Yeah, and also of course, studying the blade. He while everyone was thinking about whether or not they could get laid, he was just studying the blade. He was a very good addition to the incel forces, especially since like the Chads were way too many and the incels they outnumbered the incels by a lot. So Kenny Ackerman coming in as the studier of the blade was a very good addition in my opinion.
Yeah, if I have anything to add about this is that he's an incel warrior, right? But the thing is, this is look at his smile. This is a smile you must protect at any cost. If there's any incel you're supposed to care about, it is Kenny Ackerman because his smile is precious and you have to protect it no matter the cost.
I mean, he deserves headspads.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, he does. After with the hat on, of course, you can't headpat Kenny Ackerman with the hat off.
That's a dig.
Yeah.
Like Titan Erotica, her power to make everyone horny is it's very powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By just screaming very loudly, of course. That's how she does it.
Yeah, I have like minor complaint about this is that I don't like this image. I think they just should show her ass and that's it.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's it. Just show her ass and you will get the point much better.
I think it still works.
Yeah, it does work. Having horny, being horny, it is quite, weak, and therefore she's superior because, enemies will be distracted by her fucking fat ass. So, it is quite detrimental for her to win because she wins most of the battles, except for filler arc, Eren Yeager, which is Eren Old Instinct.
Yeah, but her like horny is powering up everyone horny is she's like a simp creator in that sense. She creates a simp. She's the birth mother of simps.
Yeah, she created Mike, I think.
I mean, I think even she has like an effect outside the story because just look at her Rule 44 page, you can find out quite a lot.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah, she is quite strong character. I feel like SS, double S here is rightly deserved.
For sure.
I would argue sometimes that she deserved the triple SS, you know?
Really?
The triple S? Yeah, sometimes. But not, I think sometimes you have to give it to her, like, especially with, like, when you see who are in the triple S. Except for Levi, God Mode, I think she has a good shot of beating most of these characters. Of course, because Levi God Mode also makes people horny. So they would be in an endless loop of who can make the other more horny.
Yeah, Levi God Mode is just the Titan Erotica, just better in every way possible.
Yeah.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
that's the only character I think she can't beat, but to say that she's SS just because of that, I think she deserves triple S.
Really?
Now,
Yeah.
I think El Hermon de Eren can beat her just because he can throw insult rocks, and insult rocks basically makes her less attractive because insult comments on Reddit will make her less attractive because people will analyze her as in such a small.
Yeah. For sure. Did you die? Okay, I'm back. Well,
Discord. I don't know if you heard anything.
Discord just died for a moment there. I can hear you now.
Yeah. What did you hear the last words I said? I guess.
Something inside rock.
Yeah, I said that I think she's not as. I think El Hermondo de Eren can beat her because he throws the insult rocks, which basically has an effect called Reddit or comments. And they'll analyze her ass, and they will make her look less attractive. That's why she's not real. She's double S. She will still be attractive. All of them will admit that she's attractive, but they will say she's not that attractive.
Yeah.
Do you think the rest goes for the triple S as well? Do you think every single one in the triple S can defeat La Titan Erotica?
I don't think it's necessarily just who can beat who, but it's more so the power showcase. For example, I think Eren Kruger Avanzar is probably not stronger, but the effect he has on the story makes him quite more important on the power skill level, I guess.
I agree, 100%.
60 seconds, a minute passes in Africa.
Yeah, so I think we gave fucking Ass Titan too much time. Let's go to Ultra Instinct one.
Yeah, Ultra Instinct is not canon. It's in F20 work.
Yeah, that's why it's not like in the the top S tier, because it's filler, and we will never know if it was like canon, if it would be that strong as it was in the filler arc.
So that's why it is really, really strong, but that's why it's putting it right here.
We're in Unbra Zone. Finally, we get to the ultimate pinnacle of Chads, and the leader of them before his sad passing, of course.
Yeah.
In the 4chan arcs.
Definitely.
No, sorry, the Reddit arc.
The Red Dog, yeah, the Red Dog. Fortunately, it's not there.
Yeah.
I mean, his ability to make people from incel to shads into super shads is what gives Eren the power it gives Eren the shad power during the Reddit arc, and that gives him the key part into his character development. It's quite able to defeat Ken Ackerman. He must be stronger than him, right?
Yeah, because the thing is, you may think that he himself is not that strong, but if he can create the army of ultra super chads, it is quite a strong ability.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd think he'd be much higher on the tier list just because he can create the chads. But since he himself isn't that powerful, I guess you should, make him a bit lower on the tier list. I'm not so sure about his placing though.
Yeah, I think it's very hard to rate his solo level experience or anything because
Yeah.
there was not much of like showcase how he's good at fighting titans or insults or anyone really. All we did get
Yeah.
to see was his arm cut off, and he was still holding on, and using his chat powers to make insults into chat. So I feel like double S there is deserved probably.
We never got to see how powerful the ultimate Chad was, which is a bit disappointing, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. I think Eric Rivers it deserves to be there.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
because
his ability to basically being kind of like double spy for everyone makes him extremely deadly opponent. His only weakness is that if he's find out, he's basically dead, but he's still formidable opponent, and he's very smart when he's doing about his stuff. So he's like double S heretic for sure.
for sure.
Penny Ackerman Joven, of course.
Yeah,
Everyone-
Yeah, the young version of Ken Ackerman, before he was that much of an incel, he actually had a lot of shadow energy from his sister.
yeah.
Yeah.
He had it. This is before he completely dedicated himself to the blade, of course.
Yeah, which was made him stronger, ironically. I guess you could argue that he didn't change that much. It's just that his age, the Kenny Ackerman in S tier, he's just older, and that one is younger. Therefore, younger person is probably stronger than older one.
Yeah, but I would disagree with that. I think the younger version wasn't as powerful with the blade as the older version,
No,
and also he wasn't very high tier when it came to his Chad powers as well.
Oh yeah, I
It
did
had
forget.
become-
Yeah, I did forget that he did join the basically the military of like insult training. So he did get some reliable experience, and he got stronger.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, but it feels like it should have been switched here. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I would switch him up. I agree.
but no, you have to understand that Ken Ackerman is here. He's like he has a sister with him, so together they can easily overpower. He's also
Yeah,
But
that
you
makes
consider
sense.
his sister as a standalone character, though. I wouldn't put it
Yeah,
there. But
and
it
he also
fits
had-
with Joven.
Yeah, and he also had Levi.
Yeah.
So he had like 3 Ackermans. So yeah, that's strong.
I mean, it's also canon that Ackerman can't get pregnant, so they don't have to use condoms to have sex,
Armin. Boys, Armin. Iron Fire Punch. His first transformation, of course.
It was the filter. He tried to go Ultimate Instinct and it became Fire Punch instead.
Yeah.
It's like uncontrollable on leech mode, like where you don't have control of your
Of
power.
course, this was like the last time he got reincarnated. This is his last,
Yeah, unless
I would say that this is quite probably a mistake by the one who made this tier list, because if you guys did real Fire Punch did not die that easily from fire, because his whole thing is he cannot die from fire because he's just that good at regenerating his body. So I think they mistook him for his sister Luna. I think they should have made Fire Punch Luna. I think that should be a better reference for him, but it is still quite accurate representation of his power levels being Fire Punch.
yeah.
his ability to somehow burn people while burning himself is very interesting.
For sure. But it's a leech mode. It's a failed transformation. Like we're running into true transformation later on with Ultra Instinct Armin, which is right above. Which you're gonna get into El Hermano Aaron.
Oh.
Like that form of Aaron is one of my favorite transformations in the series. Like he may be able to gain the have sex incel power. It's just one taps incels. It's quite turns the tide thanks to Urban's sacrifice. he gains the power to destroy the insults. He's also Erwin's dad. It's revealed later on that when he travels back in time, when he gets a time travel bit from Willy Wonka, he travels back in time.
He didn't get it from him, if you remember. He took it.
Oh, he took it after. He took it after.
And after the Willy Wonka arc with the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
After the Chocolate Factory arc, he just took his powers.
Yeah, it wasn't enough to create Erwin, because if he didn't create Erwin, he wouldn't reach the point he is today. So it's a worth of sacrifice. Willy Wonka, he understood the consequences.
I still think Willy Wonka should stay in F tier though.
Yeah,
welcome back. We were talking about Hermione, the Evan.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember Alan, and he stole a bit of time travel from Willy Wonka.
Of course, Levi God mode. What can you say about him? He just makes all women horny.
Yeah, he makes even males horny as well.
Sometimes, yeah. That one isn't as consistent from what I've heard, but most Chads can't fight against him because of they're too horny. Incels seem to have some sort of resistance against it, but not complete.
Yeah. That's why incels like, oh, Harmon did Eren lost to him, because to be quite honest, it's just not enough to be incel to, resist him. He's just too good because that's why he's God mode.
Reiner Calvo. What is there to say about this transformation?
I do have something to say. I do have to say it, honestly. I think that if you remember how he got to that form, is that basically he, for the first time, defeated the writer, the author of the story, Hajime Sayama, by creating an asshole and making him somehow to survive. Therefore, he surpassed the writer, and he is stronger than the writer himself because he managed to survive.
Yeah, it's it is sad that way.
It's hard to see, of course, if you remember.
Yeah, his form himself isn't that strong, but he, for the first time, managed to, defeat the writer. Therefore, he is stronger than the story itself.
Underscore, you're trying to say something. Sorry.
I was trying to say that even after killing Sayama, he becomes depressed because he's after gaining the ability in Rider Calero, he become immortal. Like it's an evolution of his muscle mass. He's no longer gonna die, which is it's a good for mortal characters. It's quite story.
Yeah, you can just say that Reiner Calvo is the first time when he realized that he has potential to be immortal.
Yeah, this is why he became, of course, Helos. But we'll get onto that when he basically became god of the Attack on Titan universe. But that's for later. Of course, let's continue with Armin Ultra Instinct. He grew older, of course. Armin grew a lot older in just a few years because he kept going through the cycle of time, of course, by because he kept reincarnating. If you remember.
Yeah, and I think that I don't know if it's like. If it was meant to literally, maybe it's mistranslation from the Japanese, script or anything, but it might be that his form is actually Armin Ultra Transgender Instinct because he mastered the gender itself.
Yeah,
so it could be the reference there, but I'm not too sure because he could have mastered Ultra Instinct as well. Ultra Instinct, as you may see later on, is not like only one person that can use it. Is multiple persons that can use Ultra Instinct.
Of course, since he reincarnates so much, he has enough time to learn both, in my opinion. It's just very weird, the transition from the Armin Fire Punch to Armin Ultra Instinct. Of course, I still don't understand how that happened. Do you have an idea, Underscore?
It's when Aaron, Fox, his mom, to create Urban. Like you just create this long chain of children. It's usually on that part in the in the time travel arc. Because that's how we stopped the communists during the capitalist time arc when he traveled back in time.
In the 4chan arcs, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, why did I forget about that?
Yeah, you need to remember.
Damn, this story is so huge that you always forget things. Like, you know, the lore is so deep.
Yeah, it is quite deep and unpredictable as well sometimes.
Yeah. He'll attack no Kyojin Gordo. Let's let our lovely, Swedish man take the reins here.
Okay, Alataka no Kyojin Gordo is of course Aerith's father.
Yeah.
Being related to like every powerful character in the series it's quite a feat. You know, he had this cock powers. He also like had 2 wives, which is more than most characters in the series. This power transferred over to Aaron eventually, and he just became so powerful from this.
Yeah, and you could also say that he managed to master the power of future memories. Therefore, he can know most of the events that's going to happen, and he can, prepare. Therefore, he has the advantage.
It's
I feel like he's very well taken care of, especially since he's triple S. I feel like that's a fair ranking.
Yeah, definitely. On the other hand, we have Aaron Kruger Avancer. He works together with Antique no Kyojin Gordo, and they stop the original ancient Inside Wars from happening.
Yeah, Reddit Wars, you mean?
Yeah, I mean Reddit Wars, yeah.
Yeah, the ancient Reddit Wars were stopped by them, of course. Super Mario's involvement in the ancient Reddit Wars isn't really talked about. But if everyone remembers, I don't know if you guys read the story or not, but of course, El Attack no Kyojin Gordo was almost defeated by Super Mario somehow. I don't know, man. That was very weird. Of course, the reason why Titan de la Mandibula Dorado became so weak was because Aaron Kruger Avanzar took care of him for the most part.
Yeah.
But I think that again, we don't know much about them because we haven't really explored that arc that much. It's we only know from flashbacks.
Yeah, we only really know about them from El Dorado, you know?
Yeah.
From Dorado. Titan de la Mandibula Dorado. That's how we know about anything from them. But,
although that, I think they're triple S worthy for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reiner Solo Yude Minama, being able to straight up is never die. It's immortality X10.
Yeah, he did quite literally master the immortality as well as suffering. Because when you combine suffering and immortality, you make all the insults to, make Reiner as his, Reiner Solo Yode Mi Merda as his, basically as Erwin, just little slightly worse. He's inspiring them, except for being ultimate chats, he's inspiring them to be ultimate suffering cunts. He has such a tremendous power that no matter what happens to him, he will never die because he is immortal.
This is after he could start seeing, and he lost his power to blind opponents because he could start seeing things. He could see the bigger picture. He started to understand the world.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right.
Yeah. But the power was too much for him, of course. That's why he became such a suicidal fuck and suffering all that shit. El Hermano de Eren Uzaru.
Yeah, I mean, Eren Hermano Uzaru gave him the ability to scream like the screen when able to force people to 6 is very very powerful. Just the evolution of Herman and Aaron. But it's even greater than that because he can actually force a whole studio of animators to make himself CGI whenever he wants, which is quite impressive to have effect on reality to that degree.
Yeah, and also he can make everyone into incel against their own will. It is quite, I would say, symbolic, as in, if you don't understand how the incel lives, he will make you understand it by his own terms. No, it is quite a strong ability.
Mm-hmm. It's reality warping. It's insane destroying. It's everything for S needs.
Mm-hmm.
And Ray Fritz is also one of those characters. He was the old king of the insults. We don't know much about him.
Yeah.
But also, I guess his special trait is that he's an incel, but he also does not give a fuck. Like, his strongest ability is not giving a shit about anything what's going on. It is so strong that even the powerful, like, fuck people like Erwin that inspires incels to be chads is irrelevant on him. He's just that strong.
I mean,
he just does not give a fuck.
That's how Gabby died, because he just didn't give a shit about her enough, so she just disappeared from existence.
Exactly, you know, he's quite. Yeah, I'm actually very surprised that he is so high, because I always thought that he's quite underrated character in the story. He can do so many things. Just by standing on chair and not giving a fuck, he's just so strong. His presence alone is quite terrifying for most people in the story.
I mean, the only reason he doesn't kill the whole main cast is because he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, exactly. He just does not care a fuck.
Yeah, I
He's
mean,
just like,
he's only the old king of the incels because he doesn't give enough of a fuck to stay the king of the incels. He doesn't care anymore. He doesn't want to be the king, so he just stopped and just kept sitting on the chair, on the throne.
exactly.
You know, like to be able to just such a great character. I love him so much. But yeah, I think he can easily go into 12 times S tier if he gets one.
I think he's the last hope for the incels to come back at this point. You know, I don't think they can win unless he starts unless he does something. But I don't think he will, because he just doesn't care.
Yeah.
His power to not care is his only thing. So if he starts caring about the incels, I wonder what will happen to him.
Yeah, he might devolve into Ultra Instant Diamond because their appearances are quite similar. Or he could become into Connor Salt. Solder.
Yeah. But we have a Lancasa form of the which is just like it's when Mikasa absorbs Incel Aaron into her.
Yeah.
I just
you
become.
can notice that by her hair changing quite a bit.
Of course, this is the first character to have both the powers of the incel and the powers of the thought, if you remember. So she's her own simp, if you remember. That's how she became so powerful. Because because she absorbed the simp powers, she can simp for herself, which just makes her unstoppable, and her powers just keep expanding and expanding with no end.
Yeah, exactly. Her potential is unlimited. But the only reason why she's not the top S character, like the strongest one, is because her weakness is Eren. She still quite, relied on him. If she loses Eren, she will be irrelevant for the story.
No.
She doesn't use her simp powers solely for herself. That's, I think, the worst thing about her. She should just simp for herself the whole time, and she would become the best, the strongest person here. But I think, her ranking as it is right now is very deserved, since she's still not there. She doesn't simp. She simps for Eren too much.
Yeah, for sure. what to say that it's not really that easy, in my opinion. She's just seeing Pudas as use her power. She's like Elray Fritz in that regard. She just doesn't use her power to her full concepts.
Potential.
Yeah, potential, yeah. Held back by different things. Xavi Saltador, Pastel Comico. I mean, what can you say about him? He is.
I think the best way to describe him is the meme called "Name a more compelling character than Chadney Soldor Pastel Comico." No, if you can actually name a more compelling character than him, then you can defeat him. But the thing is, his power alone maybe is not as strong as the other contenders in the story, but the meme itself makes him so strong that no one can beat him in the meme. No one is more compelling than he is. That is his biggest strength. What do you think about that?
For sure, he is be able to just save the world. His ability to save the world is this powerful part that's making him.
Yeah, exactly. He not only he is the most compelling character in the story, but he can save the world, and he can easily overcome any issues he has with his life. For example, chapter 1 to 6, he just overcame all of his issues in like 10 seconds. So he has like unlimited brain power. He's mentally extremely strong person. So that's why he's like very compelling character. He is very strong and underrated, and I think 4S is like the most perfect spot for him.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. We're moving on to like the big boys.
Yeah.
With Shadron here. Great. The Shad form of Aaron. This is when he almost becomes his final form right before, during the Great Civil War. For sure, one of the strongest forms. Like when he becomes Shad, he just became so powerful. He just deleted Kenny Ackerman from existence. Like he doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah.
He just like disappeared from the timeline all completely.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a very major blow to the incels.
Definitely losing one of their strongest warriors just like that.
Yeah. It was very sad, in my opinion. Very sad.
Yeah, I also think there's one mistake with the picture. I think it just should show his abs, and that's it.
Definitely, because being able to charm every single female who reads Attack on Titan with his abs is probably the most powerful ability that Shadowrun has. That's basically puts him in the Penta S tier for sure.
Just so you know, these guys are playing.
Yeah, I told them I would join with them, but
No problem. I'm gonna go back to that. I'm actually playing the Outer Worlds too, but give me 1 second.
okay.
Yeah, we're just doing very extremely high IQ analysis of the character tier list of Attack on Titan power level.
We're recording for 1 hour 33 minutes, by the way. So we.
Oh, you're recording?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you will pick up
Sorry.
my don't point.
Sorry for interrupting.
No, I just cut you out. It's fine.
No problem.
We can just cut you, man. It's like
That's work.
you're not
that you have
very
to do,
interesting
though.
as a person. I'm just gonna say that, Post. Sorry.
What did you just say?
You're not very interesting as a person. We can't use you as content, in my opinion. What do you think, underscore?
Fine by me. I don't really care if you think I'm interesting.
See, this is
right.
why you're not interesting. You should have done like something flipped out or something. We could have used this. This could have been funny, man.
Beanie, you ever hear the song by The Verve called Lucky Man?
No.
There's a nice lyric, I think, and it says, "All the love I have is in my mind. All you need to know, don't listen to the haters. Just as long as you're happy in yourself, like." Just keep
Thank
it in
you.
mind.
Thank you, man. That was
But,
very nice.
oh my god. I'm just playing a game here and getting wrecked. But yeah. Boom, I just killed
That's,
some big massive thing. But yeah, sorry, speak to you later.
Yep.
When you
Yeah.
Go back. Go back. They want you back. They're telling
I
you.
am
to come
I'm going
and check.
back, but I'm also killing things in the game. I'm fighting a gorilla, a space gorilla. Okay, I killed it. Okay, done.
What do you say? This gorilla is like El Hermano de Eren, Ultra Instinct, Ozoro Blanco.
Don't even know what that is.
He's very. I'm just gonna say that. Very much like a. All right, where are we? Yeah, Chadrin. Just making every female read Attack on Titan just because abs is very powerful, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
for sure.
extremely powerful.
Ultra Instinct Levi having the ability to just make this video not come out at all. It's very, very like meta changing ability.
I would say that he has our ability called I will have sex with you now against your own will. It is, if you look at like his fight with Zeke, when he activated Ultra Instinct, he's simple, it's like God Levi, right? But the thing is, right now he's actually serious. And the thing is, if you look at his eyes, you can basically notice that he's saying to his enemy, I will fuck you in any way I want.
Yeah, for sure. He just slams those cheeks. What else can he do against that?
Nothing. There's nothing to do, man.
The only weakness is Levi himself.
Of course, Levi.
Do we have Shadow? He is able to. He's one of the strongest insults, but he's also being able to harness the power of the shout. He's probably the strongest duo builder in this whole series.
Yeah, he's like able to warp reality and make every chat to be an insult, and vice versa. He can basically change reality to his own liking. It is quite strong ability, and I think I did found this information on the Reddit wars, from the final arc. So yeah, he's basically able to make, especially Attack on Titan fanbase, he's able to make them everyone into Jaegerists just by existing, not doing anything. It is quite hinted. I cannot say it is confirmed, but it's hinted that he has the ability to warp reality and control it, and his own liking. Yeah, I would say that he's that strong.
I feel like him teaming up with Eren to give him incel powers in the final arc right now, between the normies and the internet dwellers, and Eren becoming, a Chad and an incel in the final form of it, fighting against the normie Farmer Kun. It was a very brave move by the writing staff, which couldn't do anything because Lord Chad Shidono just made reality whatever he wanted, which was to fight against the normies, of course.
Yeah, exactly.
But somehow he became less powerful than the other dual wielder, Eren, forma del Shingeki del Kyojin Libertad de la Avanzada. Perfect pronunciation. But we'll go on to that later. Okay. But what else is there to say about the Chach Dono?
He was just so strong. Just like he was so prevalent for me, at least. He being able to create the Titanfolk. Like you think about
Yeah. We did forget to mention that he created the Titanfolk.
Yeah, it's just the power of this man it's immense.
Man. I think the incels would have probably won if it wasn't for losing Kenny Ackerman. But I don't know why Chach Dono didn't just make him come back to life. It was very sad. I don't know why. But
I think his main motive was to motivate, because sometimes you need to write a character that motivates the whole remaining army to keep moving forward and shit.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, but his power is very inconsistent, which is why I think he's not in the 12S, tier.
Yeah, and it's also still an insult, so that's why as well.
Yeah. Of course, Reiner Helos. This is when he finally accepted his role as God in the story.
Yeah. He's just God. There's nothing much to say. The only weakness is that he sometimes wants to remain as a human being, and he has like this dilemma between being human or accepting his God role completely. He has accepted it, but he still sometimes lingers to be a human being, and that's his own limitation.
Yeah, he is basically the author at this point, but him trying to stay as God has made him a bit not God, stay as a human has made him weak. El Hermano de Eren Ultra Instinct Ozero Blanco.
I mean, El Hermano de Eren Ultra Instinct Ozero Blanco. I mean, being able to make your how sex installer work global is just it's just too strong. It's too strong. He just annihilates insults, but he never gets used it before he gets his form gets destroyed.
Yeah, making everyone an incel, the power to make everyone an incel is very, very high tier in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
He almost wiped out the Chads at some point, if you remember. If it wasn't for Erwin turning people back into Chads, they would have been wiped out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I guess he's stronger than Erwin because all he needs to do is just scream. And Erwin needs to give motivational speeches. It just takes longer for Erwin to, you know, use his potential.
The Chads are more powerful than the incels. I will agree to this, but the incels are there's way more of them, which was why I think.
Yeah, and Zeke does his job just faster as well.
Yeah. Farmer-kun, we're finally getting into the 12 S tiers.
Yeah, Farmer-kun is for the last. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely, he's the only normie and the most powerful person to exist ever, by the ability to be able to cuck everyone that's way too into the whole internet stuff with being an incel and you know, and the Chad and an alpha simp and all that kind of stuff. Farmer-kun just forgets about all that and just cucks people like he cucked Eren by fucking Historia and shit. You know, that was Farmer-kun. I don't think he knew what he was doing, but with all the plot armor he has by being a normie, you know, he just gets away with it.
Yeah, I mean, he's just a nice, humble boy. He's everything Eren wants to be deep inside his heart, but he can never be like that.
Yeah.
That's why he's just so powerful.
Is gonna be so great, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. The Farmer-kun is gonna be Naruto, and Eren is basically Sasuke at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, the internet dwellers versus the real life. The internet versus the real world. This is basically the final battle.
Yeah, exactly.
The Alpha de la Aviación. What do you guys think?
I think that he personally is so strong that he is able to break the story completely by not necessarily making an asshole, but he forces the writer himself to make him appear out of nowhere, basically, with little to no, you know, development or build up for him, and he just when fucking incels are about to destroy everyone, he just saves by being Chad. He's just one Chad. And he just made every single incel cucked. He's just so strong. He even cucked the writer himself. He made Hajime Sama an incel. His appearance alone is beautiful, marvelous, superb. He's just perfection of a writing. He is everything that what Hajime Sama fears him to be. He literally breaks the story just to be the Chad that he is. That's why he's in the strongest there.
Ymir is the most powerful incel. 2,000 years without sex. Like,
But fighting Eren, like Eren's, they both like try to destroy each other. And Ymir dying to Eren is just to me, honestly, would put her below Aaron, but she's just so powerful. Not having sex with 2,000 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, she gained the extreme vision, like wisdom of like space, reality, and all that, shit. She's the wisest, strongest person in this whole story. Despite her not saying anything, she's so wise that she lost the ability to speak.
I mean, it's I don't if she just remembered that to change the date of her in calendar, this wouldn't have happened in my opinion. It's just that she thought it was No Not November the whole time, which is why she's so powerful.
Exactly, she's unbeatable in No Not November.
Yeah, she just thought that it was No Not November for 2,000 years, which kind of an ass pull, but it's still cool. Still cool. 2,000 years, and getting more powerful in November was a good touch. But I will say, like, just because she got beaten by Eren, forma del Shingeki del Kyojin Libertad de la Avanzar, doesn't mean she's weaker than him, because you have to account for the fact that he wasn't by himself. Okay, Ultra Instinct Levi basically made her weaker because all of her servants weren't there. All of the other incels were way too preoccupied. Eren Forma del Shingeki del Kyojin also had help from Mankasa because of how much she simps for him. If you remember, her simp powers made him win. So he wasn't fighting by himself. We don't know how strong Eren Forma del Shingeki del Kyojin Libertad de la Avanzar is by himself, but we know that he is very powerful. That's all we know.
Yeah, he's making like one of the strongest military armies in the world. You look useless. He's just that strong, and we still don't know his full potential.
Yeah.
Yeah, all we know is that he will never surpass the Farmer Kun, the strongest character in the story.
Yeah, well, we don't know. This is why the last final act is so important right now, because Eren versus Farmer Kun, the last transformation of Eren. Can he finally surpass Farmer Kun? Can the internet dwellers finally defeat the normies? This is what the whole story is about. Is there a chance? Is there a chance for us?
Yeah, it's like Neon Genesis Evangelion, but actually makes sense and is better. Yeah, exactly, man.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Farmer Kun, greatest, strongest character in my opinion. He will destroy Eren, but who knows? Eren has gotten the corner wielding. He is able to wield Shab, Incel, Simp, and Cock at the same time. Like, not many characters can do this. I mean, he's the only one who can do this. So I think he will defeat Farmer. I think he will sit at the top.
He deserves to be at the top, but sometimes I think Farmer Kun should be at 13S tier. Like, he should have his own class sometimes, but,
Yeah, for sure.
But Eren is going to battle, not by himself, don't forget that. Lord Chaddono is giving him incel powers. Mankasa is supplying him with simp powers. Ymir's powers were all lost and absorbed by Eren. His Chad powers that were given to him by Erwin. All this stuff, you have to remember that he's not fighting alone right now against Farmer Kun.
Definitely. So, what do you think about this tier list overall?
There's lots of inaccuracies here, especially with what's his name? Kenny. Kenny is definitely wrong here. I still think that Marco Zombie is much better than this. I mean, if you remember how, in the 4chan arc, he was able to, save humanity and made the socialism arc work. How he made socialism work is because all his zombie underlings started doing all the work. So, if it wasn't for him, the whole story would have stopped because socialism wouldn't have worked. So that's just my opinion, though.
I mean, it's Velocious. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I want to go last.
Okay. I feel like here there's this 100% truth, 10 out of 10. There's no inaccuracies. It's all correct. This is my headcanon. Fuck you.
So you're 10 out of 10?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. There's no issues.
For me, it's an 8. It's an 8 or a 7, definitely. What about you, Velocious? Tell us.
I would say that this list is more or less accurate. There is small issues I had, and it's not like the characters or the powers, but some images just don't represent what they're supposed to represent. Like for example, Crystalline should be just a Negro, and Titan Erotica should be just ass, and that's it. But oh yeah, but even that is like 8 out of 10 tier list. It's pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. For sure, I just don't agree with you at all. I think it's perfect, one of them. Yeah, so that's it.